Good morning, everyone.
Previously during the investigation.
These puppies are making me go to another town in the boondocks again.
I didn't think you'd keep me waiting in the rain for so long.
Welcome to Greenland. I'm the sheriff, George Woodman. Call me George.
There's definitely something in this town. Do you feel it, Zach? My coffee warned me about it.
Alright, so our current goal... Oh, I slept and then I woke up in the nightmare. I was planning on going to visit, of the other inhabitants of the town. Maybe I'll just sleep a little longer. Am I gonna starve to death? Hope not. Don't drop dead. Eat some candy. I'll be okay. Alright, all better. So that's just the way the sky looks at night in the rain. Just turns red. I think I'm going the wrong way. Let's go across the bridge.
Zach,
Let's talk about movies.
picking up from where we left off. Okay, Zach, I've been thinking about what movie I'd like to watch next. And finally, I've made a decision.
It's always hard to narrow it down just to one movie.
Hey,
But
Nisha.
I've put a lot of thought into
Thanks for
this,
the raid.
and I'm sure you'll agree with me. 1975.
My player character is just
directed
talking
by
to
Steven
himself about
Spielberg
movies right now.
himself.
But this is
Grandfather
essentially a
of
Twin
panic
Peaks game.
movies. Set in a small town in Massachusetts.
Made into like a
That movie
survival
made me
horror.
stay away from the beach for years. I was always afraid that a hand might come.
How's
floating
everyone
up.
doing?
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah? It's Jaws. The underwater camera work accompanied by that John Williams music. I'd never been that scared by a movie before. But the best thing about it is that it isn't just another panic movie. The mayor who won't close the beach even when there are so many victims. Chief Brody putting the citizens' lives above all else.
Should we go to the bar?
The film gave a lot of time to
They
the
open?
dispute and friction between them.
They're closed.
It certainly had a lot of messages for a 2-hour film. That's probably another reason why it was such a record-breaking hit. One of my regrets in life is that I didn't see it at the movie theater.
Where else can we
I
go?
guess I was still just a child back then. But still, I wanted to taste that terror in real time.
That reminds me, Zach. Did you know this one?
Jaws also appears in another movie that was produced by Spielberg, the second Back to the Future. It was directed by Robert Zemeckis, who later made
Get in
Forrest
there.
Gump. That's also a masterpiece, of course, but we'll discuss that another time. So, the scene where Jaws appears is right after Marty McFly goes...
Oh, what is this? A race? I don't know if I want to do this. I'll try. Oh, this is gonna be bad though. Wait, that's not the finish line. The finish line is the orange one. Really, is that the end? That's just a checkpoint. It's kind of ridiculous that there's a racing minigame in a survival horror. Let's go off-roading. Right, there we go. I thought that was the end. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it. I think I hit too many trees. What did I hit? The curb? Cool, I did it.
Zach, picking up from where we left off. Okay, Zach, I've been thinking about what movie I'd like to watch next. And finally, I've made a decision.
It's always hard to narrow it down just to one movie, but I've put a lot of thought into this, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. 1975. Directed by Steven Spielberg himself. The grandfather of panic movies. Set in a small town in Massachusetts. That movie made me stay away from the beach for years. I was always afraid that a hand might come floating up. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yep. It's Jaws. The underwater camera work accompanied by that John Williams music. I'd never been that scared by a movie before. But the best thing about it is that it isn't just another panic movie. The mayor who won't close the beach even when there are so many victims. And Chief Brody putting the citizens' lives above all else. The film gave a lot of time to the dispute and friction between them. It certainly had a lot of messages for a 2-hour film. That's probably another reason why it was such a record-breaking hit. One of my regrets in life is that I didn't see it at the movie theater. I guess I was still just a child back then. But still, I wanted to taste that terror in real time.
That reminds me, Zach. Did you know this one?
Jaws also appears in another movie that was produced by Spielberg, the second Back to the Future. It was directed by Robert Zemeckis, who later made Forrest Gump. That's also a masterpiece, of course, but we'll discuss that another time. So, the scene where Jaws appears is right after Marty McFly goes 30 years into the future. He passes by a movie theater and is attacked by a holographic shark. Marty is shocked, of course, but looking closer, he sees the words, Jaws Part 19. The director is credited as Steven Spielberg Jr. In reality, there were actually only 4 Jaws movies. It was still a great joke. 30 years from 1985 would be 2015. We'll be there pretty soon.
I wonder what life would be like by then, Zach. Zach, is there something here that you want to check out?
We need to be at the community center by 1500 today. Just think of talking in front of all those people. What do you think, Zach? It's going to get fun.
How long was my mic off? How are you? I don't know how long my mic has been off. Hey Sergio, what's up? I must have turned it off when I coughed or sneezed or something and forgot about it. Well, if my mic was off since Nisha raided me, that explains why. Alright. Well, hey Nisha, thanks for the raid. Hey Sergio, what's up? This is a Twin Peaks simulator. A teenage girl was murdered in this town and the FBI was sent to help investigate. But it appears to be a supernatural kind of murder. You suggested a game? It's your favorite game of all time? This one? I need to go to the cop station. King Arthur World. Okay. Sounds like a medieval MMO. I was way off. It's a Super Nintendo game. What's it like? What's it about? Alright, so I can steal a cop car. Yeah, you can post a link. Here, we'll watch this on stream. Give me a second. Should I turn the music off? Oh, this is kind of painful. Oh, BRB work stuff. I'm gonna turn the background music down all the way. Oh, so this is the gameplay. I see. Alright, that worked. Interesting, so this is kind of like... This is like Lemmings? Or Worms? This is kind of interesting. I'm not sure how you play it yet, though. They appear to be automated, and you just send them on their way. Is this a story sim? Yeah, this. It kind of seems like an early dwarf fortress. Like a stripped down dwarf fortress. That's pretty cool though. Thanks for sharing that. Alright, so I got my car. We need to find somewhere to sleep. Let's talk about movies. No? Okay. Let's see, where could we possibly sleep? Okay, I think I need to go this way. I'm gonna hit the outskirts of town and get turned around. Otherwise, I think. Can I go over this hill? No, I can't. That must be the lumber mill. So we got two houses here. Both closed. Awkward. Whoever designed this map also designed the map in Pathologic too. Lots of fences blocking your way, so you can't really take shortcuts. I really just want the rain to stop. Let's check the map. So if I turn around, it's just the lake. Wait, there's the hotel, huh? So if I turn around and take a right, I'll get to the hotel. I want to talk about movies with Zach more, but I'm not getting any prompts. Yeah, this isn't the hotel at all. It's just a little shack we can sleep in the middle of nowhere. Let's pick a flower first. No?
This flower. There's something very mesmerizing about it. I wonder what it's called.
It's called
I'll take one with me and ask someone later.
It's called a daisy. Alright, we'll sleep for 3 hours. Hopefully that's enough time for everyone, for the rain to go away at least. No? You can't do anything in the rain in this game though. So 4 hours? How about 3 hours and then we'll go to the community center? It's this way, I think. Or we're going south. There's a bridge.
So, where shall we go next?
All the cars in this game have really small gas tanks. It's really frustrating if you can't fill up your gas tank when it's raining. Shortcut. Not a shortcut. Can I go this way? Nope. We're here early though.
Zach, Emily arranged for people to come between 1500 and 1700.
We can't do anything here right now. Let's come back at the right time.
Alright, let's see. How long does it take for a minute to pass in this game? So I'm thinking I'm just going to take a break. Or we could load the game. I got some collector's cards, but those aren't important. Shoot. We can't do that. That would restart the other chapter.
Previously during the investigation.
Better idea. We'll just sleep until it's open. "12 hours will get us to..." Oh no. Only in 3-hour increments? So if we do 15... No, we just want to sleep 12 hours. What am I thinking? I can't do math. Eat some salmon.
Zach, picking up from where we left off. Okay, Zach, I've been thinking about what movie I'd like to watch next.
We're gonna listen to this
And
again.
finally, I've made a decision.
Oh no.
It's always hard to
On the
narrow it
sidewalk.
down just to one movie, but I've put a lot of thought into this, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. 1975. directed by Steven Spielberg himself, the grandfather of panic movies, set in a small town in Massachusetts. That movie made me stay away from the beach for years. I was always afraid that a hand might come floating up. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yep. It's Jaws. The underwater camera work, accompanied by that John Williams music. I'd never been that scared by a movie before. But the best thing about it is that it isn't just another panic movie. The mayor who won't close the beach even when there are so many victims. Chief Brody putting the citizens' lives above all else. The film gave a lot of time to the dispute and friction between them. It certainly had a lot of messages for a 2-hour film. That's probably another reason why it was such a record-breaking hit.
Oh, there's lots of people here.
One of my regrets in life is that I didn't see it at the movie theater.
Here we go.
Oh, Zach, we're here. Let's continue our chat later. Greenvale Community Center. Now that's an impressive building. The clock tower is impressive too. Zach, I haven't been on stage like this since elementary school. I'm not some tree in the wind this time either. Oh, that was a tough role. I was a piece of scenery. Bright red tree.
Thank you all for coming today.
Why are there bugs
Getting
flying
right
around
down
their
to
heads?
business. Agent Morgan from the Federal Bureau of Investigations wishes to speak with you.
Good afternoon. I'm Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Some of you are already aware by now of the tragic murder of Anna Graham. Truly a heinous, terrible crime. I've come to this town to solve the murder of this young, beautiful girl, and to bring the one responsible to justice.
Why are there more? Are there more bugs now?
Unfortunately, incidents like these have a tendency to happen again.
Yeah, there's gonna be
I
two
asked
more.
to have you gathered here so I can share some advice in order to minimize the risk of further fatal incidents. Firstly, please, stay away from any dark, dangerous, isolated places. Those of you with children, especially of Anna's age, please guide your children away from such places at all costs. Secondly, avoid going out when it is raining. Now, I've heard the folklore story of the Raincoat Killer. There is a chance that the murderer is mimicking the story. Women should also be especially careful. I would hate to see more victims.
Who's the fashionably late one?
That's Carol, Thomas's sister. She owns a bar.
Thomas's sister.
Sus. We need to talk to her.
Excuse me. So, as I have said, avoid going outside when it is raining. Young women should be especially careful. Report anything or anyone suspicious immediately. The murderer will be caught and brought to justice. But you must all remain on guard until we do so. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
When paying for our sins, we must not frown. The loss of Anna was for that debt.
What? So that guy's even more suspicious.
When purple fog covers our town, we'll all wander in hell, I fret. So says Mr. Stewart.
Oh, the VOD where I beat Liza P.
Sure
is
knows how to steal thunder.
it was a combination
Well,
VOD.
Zach,
I'm gonna
let's
put them
ask
all
some
on
questions
YouTube though.
before all
I
these
need to
guys
trim
leave.
some of the videos to do that though. How you doing, Tisa? It was a weird stream because it started as a Katamari stream and then I got a PB in Katamari. And then I was feeling confident. So I played Liza P right after I got a personal best in Katamari, and I beat it personal best. And then I beat Liza P because apparently my hands were working correctly that day. Get some coffee. There's nothing wrong with my hands. I'm just blaming them for all my failures in video gaming.
Quite a performance. Mysterious and very poetic. But I don't think many of your audience appreciated it.
Mr. Francis York Morgan. The purple fog.
Yeah, when you get it
appears
going,
with
give it
rain,
gas. That's a good saying. I like that.
soiling and ruining our town. The evil does not drain. Find out why the town is soiled. Remove the source from which it boiled. Then and only then your case is solved. But for this to happen, to solve the crime, the proper must do the proper at the proper time. It is not yet mine, that is, Mr. Stewart's time, not mine. But if you, Mr. York, find the right timing to chat with me, that is, with Mr. Stewart, may that be. Informative and fruitful, you will see. So says Mr. Stewart.
So, Harry, you know something. But there's some reason why you can't tell me yet. Is that what you're trying to say?
Cut the poetic rubbish, Harry, and tell us what you know. We can force you to talk, you know.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, pay close attention to the signs, the omens, and the premonitions.
This game keeps getting weirder.
Small they may be, they still are finds, and helpful to your investigations. So says Mr. Stewart.
thanks for the warning, Harry. But don't worry. Me and Zach, we know what we're doing.
No one's gonna ask him who Zach is. That's the strangest thing about this, is no one asks our character who Zach is. These flies are following me around.
Agent York, are you finished asking questions yet? When you're done,
So we could ask everyone questions. Yeah, but when I played Liza P that day, I think it was my second or third try on the nameless puppet. And I succeeded.
Agent York, your words really made me think about Anna's death again. How could one do such a terrible thing? I'm still in shock.
Thomas, I forgot to ask. You don't have a tattoo on your back, do you?
Tattoo? I do, actually. But why?
Could you show it to me, please?
What? Now? Here?
Yes, please. This is vital for our investigation.
Is he the one? He is the tattoo. Or maybe it's a different kind of tattoo.
If it's gonna help you any.
Well, I'm wondering who G is now, but aside from that,
Did it tell you anything?
it told me that you didn't kill Anna.
Of course not. What are you saying?
His sister killed Anna, though. We need to talk to his sister.
You ought to see that tattoo, Zach. A big heart with an arrow through it and Love G in the center.
I don't know when he got that done, but we've all been through the 80s.
All right, what about George?
Agent Morgan, here's your chance to get to know some of the townsfolk. Don't let it go to waste.
All right, let's get to know these weirdos. This is a Twin Peaks game, so these townsfolk are going to be exceptionally weird. Where'd that one woman go wearing the heels? The suspicious woman. Okay, we're meant to leave and get to know the town. Not get to know the town in here. Can't even talk to him. Alright, let's get going. A cigarette? A heavy cigarette? Oh, heavy brand cigarettes.
Anna was an airhead.
What do you mean? Are you saying she was killed because she was an airhead? Or are you saying that she was an airhead for being killed?
I'm sure she's still an airhead, even in heaven. She changed her hair every day. If she lost a pound, she'd be ecstatic. Gain one, and she'd almost be in tears. She broke many, many plates every day at the diner, and she'd always have a smile on her face. Always having fun. Everyone looked at her and knew she was a cute, adorable, loving airhead. But they would be smiling right along with her. I wouldn't be surprised if the angels smiled with her too.
Isaac and Isaiah said that Anna was a fairy of the forest, a goddess.
She did not like that. She did not approve of that statement. But why? She left us some money? Sus.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
So Anna was killed. But why does that bring the FBI here?
I have an interest in murder cases involving young women.
Well, you know, man, this might just be another case to you. But it means the death of a friend to me. I don't want you taking this lightly like it's just another case.
I never take anything of this nature lightly, I assure you. I'm here to apprehend the perpetrator who did this.
Yeah, because local enforcement can't shine their own boots, right?
Good point. You can't always count on the police now, can you? But that doesn't mean you're going to capture the perpetrator yourself. Quint.
How do you know my name?
I memorized the name of every citizen before arriving in town. I also know about you and your significant other.
You mean Becky?
Don't underestimate the FBI. We know and see everything.
I'm sorry if I was a little harsh. I want to help, I do. Okay?
Okay, Zach, I'll tell you how I knew his name. He's got a small Q on his hat. That was the only name beginning with Q that I could think of. He was even kind enough to tell us his girlfriend's name. I can read him like a book, Zach.
You just guessed. There's a few Q names, aren't there? Quinn, Quint. I can't think of any others.
You're York, right? I'm Richard Dunn, the owner of the Darts Bar, Swery 65. How'd you like the town?
Oh, it's great. Aside from the murder that happened here.
Yep. I mean, murder just doesn't fit with a small town like ours.
Well, Richard, I'll have to correct you on that. Crimes don't care about size. Big town, small town, just isn't a factor.
I guess you're right.
So, how did you know Anna?
I've known her since she was a child. She was the same age as my son. You know, she always stood out, being pretty and all, just like her mother, Sally.
What do you know about Sally?
Well, I went all through school with her right here in town. I never thought our children would be the same age.
I don't see her here today.
Ah, well, see, she lost her husband, and this time it's her daughter. She's at home right now, trying to make peace with it all.
You seem to know a lot. How long have you been in love with her?
Hey, don't go there. That scar of yours tells me you got your hands full too, right? Let's not dive into personal matters. It'll be better for you and me.
You're right, Richard. Collecting gossip won't help with the matter at hand.
We've already talked to them. We should probably talk to them again. Because we haven't even met these other people, so.
So you're the FBI agent, are you?
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
I'm the general. I fought for my country in the Vietnam War.
A real-life war hero. So why are you living here?
Soldier, this is my hometown. After a man returns from war, there's no place to go other than his hometown. Your little speech, you mentioned the Raincoat Killer.
Was that a problem?
You imbecile. The Raincoat Killer's no myth, not mere folklore, not a fairy tale. It's based on actual events that happen in this town.
It is. I'm interested. Can you tell me more about this?
You kids today don't even know how to ask for something right. Soldier, if you want to hear more, you come to my office.
He literally exudes raw power, Zach. Despite the credibility issues, we should give him a visit.
One thing, though. Calls himself a general, but isn't that a sergeant's uniform?
Interesting. But that nickname could have been given to him by someone who doesn't know his rank. We've already talked to him. Hey, this must be our version of Bobby from Twin Peaks. Let's talk to him. Definitely. This is Bobby, huh?
Hey there, FBI. I'm Keith Ingram.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York. That's what everyone always calls me.
Okay, York. No problem, man.
So, Keith, I hear you run the Milk Barn convenience store.
That's right, man. Rock and roll!
Do you sell raincoats there by any chance?
Yeah, but nobody ever buys them, though. Anyone who wears one of them, I say, just ain't a rocker. But you know, that scar of yours, now that scar rocks.
This scar rocks? Now that's a new one. I'll drop by your store soon, and let's talk then.
Yeah, cool, man. Rock on, FBI!
Yeah, I want to talk to that guy more. So they're married.
You're Isaac and Isaiah's mother?
Yes, I'm Lily.
I'm FBI Special Agent...
Agent York, right?
You are good.
The handsome special agent from the big city. The facial scar trademark. The way you introduce yourself. Everyone's talking about you.
Well, I can't say much about the scar. But the way I introduce myself, Zach and I consider it a kind of ritual of sorts.
Everyone has their own rituals. It's like always leaving the house left foot first. It's one of those things.
You certainly are a funny one.
So, have you noticed anything strange or out of place recently?
Well, Becky's been taking a couple of days off from work, but aside from that, I heard she was in shock after the murder. But...
You think there's something else?
Well, I took the boys along to see her today. She's always so kind to them, and they love seeing her too. But she took in the boys and told me to wait outside. Something about a special secret between just the three of them. I just couldn't understand it.
Now that's interesting. Thank you, Lily.
Perhaps we should give Becky a visit tomorrow, Zach.
Definitely.
I'm U.S. Special Agent Francis York Morgan. I presume you are the owner of the diner that Anna worked at?
That's right.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about Anna Graham. Did you notice anything strange about her prior to the incident? Nick, are you hiding something?
No, nothing.
You're sure?
I'm sorry, but I don't like repeating myself.
I love that York has he has like these 5 animations that he does frequently. He's got the fingers to the head. He's got tap the fingers to his chest, tapping his chest, the smoking animation. He does all of those frequently and repetitively. It makes him look so awkward. And I know they did it on purpose.
I'm U.S. Special Agent Francis York Morgan. And you are?
Olivia, Nick's wife.
Oh, and the
Anna
way
worked at your husband's diner, right?
when he holds up his left
kind of
hand
girl
with
is
his
she?
finger
Well,
pointed up.
She was a very hard worker. A nice girl.
Did you ever see her acting strange?
Well, not really. But there was one thing. Well, you see, the diner closes when it rains. Many shops do that around here, as you might have heard. Anyway, Anna always seemed unfocused the day after it rained. And came in late, too. It was almost as if she used up all her energy the day before. Come to think of it, that was really strange. Did that legendary monster really kill her?
It wasn't a monster. Just a criminal. Criminal I'm going to catch and bring to justice.
I need to repeat that saying you mentioned so I can remember it, because that's how I remember things, by saying them out loud. When you get it going, give it gas. I need to remember that.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York.
Wesley, owner of the gun store called Panda Bear. People around here call me the gunsmith. Was there something you want to ask me?
How do you make a living running a gun store in a place like this? I'd be worried because there can't be that many customers.
Worry gives a small thing a big shadow. I do gunsmith work in my shop, too. If you got the skills, the customers find you. All you need is a network.
I hope so. You've got quite a selection here. No wonder people come from all around.
Even today, a customer paid me to go to Seattle for some help. I just got back.
I see. Well, I'll be sure to visit your store sometime. I'd like for you to take a look at my gun.
Understood. Look forward to it. The shop will be open again tomorrow. It's usually open from 2000 to 0600. See you then.
Agent York, you make any progress?
Of course, plenty. Tell me, Usha, when is Anna's funeral?
That's still undecided. Sally isn't really in any condition to do it right now.
Her mother? I don't see her here.
Anna was her sole reason for living after her husband was deceased. Well, she's probably huddled up at home.
And I should probably take some time to pay her a visit.
Well, yes, you should. And I'd appreciate it if you could, too. But don't go too hard on her, okay?
Are you getting closer to catching the murderer?
Hello again, Fiona. Good to see you here.
Well, Dr. Johnson told me to be here. He said it would be important.
Well, that was good advice. He may be young, but he seems like a wise man.
Oh, and he's a very hard-working person, too. Everyone thinks he's some kind of weirdo, but I don't think so at all. People don't understand why he's in the autopsy room all day, but I do. He's doing research to make the world a better place in the future. You know, he already made a fortune in LA with his career.
I did not know that.
You didn't? Oh, the doctor is a very rich man. He has a really big house over by the lake.
Amazing, Zach. You must be loaded. Rich and young. A perfect combination.
But you don't get that feeling from him at all, do you? He doesn't show it. That's one of the things I like best about him.
Well, I could have been fooled if it weren't for you. Thanks for the valuable information, Fiona.
Oh my! My pot is getting cold. Hey, mister! My pot is getting cold!
You are... who?
What are you saying? I'm Sigourney. Sigourney!
Sigourney. Okay. Now, what is the matter? Can you explain?
No time for chatting. I need to hurry. My pot is getting colder. Oh, you're useless.
Zach, we've met all sorts today, but really, she takes the cake. Amazing.
Mr. Morgan, you're quite an impressive public speaker.
Really? Thank you, Polly.
You reminded me a little of a play I saw when I was younger.
What kind of play?
I'm talking about back when this place was still called the Mercury Theater. When I was young, I used to come here often with my husband. God rest his soul. We'd come on the weekend to see the latest play. He'd always pretend to be uninterested, but I could tell he was excited inside. He was just one of those kind of guys, really, thinking about it now.
Really, Polly? So what's your favorite play?
Oh, well, I like so many. There was one in particular, but I can't recall the name anymore. Oh, it was a very famous one, too.
Something by Shakespeare?
Oh, no, nothing. One more bell that doesn't ring anymore. I've always been forgetful about the plays we used to see anyway. Oh, and my husband would get angry at me for forgetting what we saw. He'd go on for hours retelling what the play was about. His eyes were so sparkling, like a happy young boy.
I see. So, what's your favorite play?
Oh, I almost forgot, Mr. Morgan. We're going to have another guest soon. I have to get back and get things ready.
Sorry for having to hurry away. I'll see you back at the hotel.
Zach, I think she could embarrass the toughest of the FBI's interrogators. She successfully avoided answering my question, Zach. Amazing.
Hey, good looking. Nice speech.
And you are?
Oh, I'm Gina. I'm married to Jack. He runs the gas station. Call me the Rose.
You look pretty revealing.
Oh, this old thing. Oh, you should see some of my other clothes.
You? Oh, now you are cool. That scar really is a turn-on. You should come to my station. I'll give you a little extra service.
That would be great. I can't believe how expensive gasoline is nowadays. Some extra service would be great. Now, about my current case. Do you have any information on Anna? Have you seen anything suspicious?
Oh, I don't know. Talk to my hubby about the difficult stuff, okay?
This is getting us nowhere, Zach.
I ain't got nothing to tell the cops.
What about the FBI?
Shut up.
At least give me your name.
I'm Jack. They call me Raging Bull.
That's a manly nickname.
If you want info, it'll cost you. I only talk to Ben Franklin.
You know, first impressions are important. I can detain you for a few days, and maybe you'll become more fun to meet.
Zach, this is a waste of time. Let's go.
Good evening, Agent.
Good evening, Mr.
Brian, the gravekeeper. Brian.
Mr. Bryan. I like the retro look. Auditioning for Little Grave on the Prairie?
Anna. Oh, she was so beautiful. Too soon. Too soon to go to the grave. So sad. So sad.
I totally agree. That's why I'm here, looking for the one who did it. Were you close to her?
Anna, her smile, so warm. Anna, blonde hair, so bright.
There's a graveyard somewhere in town, Zach. I'm not excited about the idea, but maybe we should at least check it out. Jim, thanks for your help in the forest. How are Isaac and Isaiah?
They're fine.
They really seem to love their grandpa.
Well, I guess they do, son. I want to keep them away from the filth of the material world as much as I can. Their mother agrees, which is why she lets me take care of them so often.
And that's why I want you to solve this case quickly and go home. Those rumors about that scar of yours do more damage than good around here.
I guess I reek of the material world, don't I? I have to, in order to do my job. But I understand what you mean. I'd think the same if I was born in a place like this, Zach.
Agent Morgan, I'd like to let everyone go home now. Let's go outside.
Rock and roll. I like that guy.
Well then, Agent York, do you have any plans for this evening?
I was going to head back to the hotel and go over my notes. I need to contact HQ and give a progress report, too.
Okay, then let's call it a day here.
Sounds good.
Contact my office when you finish your report. We'll pick you up tomorrow morning. Diane, the owner of the art gallery, should be back soon.
All right, then, let's do that.
Hold on, Agent York. We're going out to eat at Nick's Diner. Would you like to come with us?
The diner. That might be nice.
Thomas is a great cook, but Nick is the real deal. No visit to Greenvale is complete without eating at the A&G.
A very appealing proposition. Zach, what do you think?
Yes.
We can always go back to the hotel after eating dinner. Or go directly back to the hotel. You decide, Zach.
Let's eat with them.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the
I've been
flies.
sheriff here for a long time now, and this is the worst murder I've ever seen.
Our town is a little odd in some ways, but it's usually a peaceful place.
We had our fair share of cases, but
Look
just
at
the
how
regular
Thomas
stuff.
is just sitting there with his fork and
A
knife
high
in his
school kid
hands.
shoplifting from the milk barn, maybe? Or some hot-headed kids fighting, fueled on liquor? Nothing
Emily's
more than
holding her beer bottle sideways, practically.
Agent York, what kind of cases have you dealt with in the past?
Not much different from those you've just mentioned. The case I was on until last month, well, the guy killed 7 girls in a 3-month period. He sawed their heads off from the neck and took them back to his house. He cleaned the skulls up and used them as utensils in his daily life, to eat from or as a urine cup. He hated women. That was his way of dealing with it. He'd fill skulls with ice, cola, and rum, then he'd down it in one gulp. For him, that was a holy ritual. The question of his mental state was the pivotal point in the court case.
Oh, man.
What a Debbie Downer.
For him, it was insane. 100%.
Hey, Warlord,
Thinking
what's
from
up?
The skulls. Well, that is one thing, but those he had used to relieve himself, he would then just use them to drink from, too. Yeah, that was too much for me. It's just not sanitary.
Not sanitary. That's probably not the
Maybe I
problem for
should have
most of us.
skipped the dinner with my coworkers, huh?
Ah, yes. An ingenious law school
Yeah, they
student
are all
raped
drunk, aren't
over
they?
800 victims. That was a nasty one.
Thank you, Agent York. Now, let's talk about something else.
You don't want to hear anymore?
No,
That's
I'm
a shame,
eating.
isn't it, Zach? I was just about to get to the good part, too.
Sounds like you live in a totally different world. I mean, you're like an elite agent who just jumped out from a movie or something. In your eyes, we must look like we're just playing cops and robbers. Ugh, I give up. I can't compete with you.
Don't say that, Emily. The cases you have solved are all full-fledged crimes. A crime is a crime. Size doesn't matter. There is no big and small.
Oh, there's definitely small crimes.
Crimes always have a criminal and a victim. No victim will ever welcome a crime, no matter what its size. So, fundamentally, there is no difference in size.
Well said, Agent Morgan. We work day and night.
He just said
to
size
preserve
doesn't
peace and
matter
order in
to
this
all
town.
of his coworkers.
You understand that, right?
Of course. But still, I don't view shoplifting and Anna's murder as the same level of crime.
Me neither. I never even dreamt that such a thing could ever even happen in this town. I keep on expecting to see Anna here in this diner, waiting on tables,
Excuse us, Agent Morgan. We should have made dinner a more uplifting experience. Let's call it a night.
Okay. Good night, then.
Hey, Sergio, welcome back. You missed... The only thing you missed is me talking to everyone in the entire town. Turns out everyone is suspicious. It's a big surprise. And I just had dinner with my coworkers. And dinner time conversation turned to how one of his our main character's previous suspects, how he would use his victims' skulls during dinner time. To the gulag. There's no gulag in Greenvale. So I just gotta drive house to house, I guess. But first, I need to go sleep. And in order to do that, I need a car. Hey, this is Big Boys. They got a big boy out front. It's a small big boy, though. I also checked out the game you posted. Kind of looked cool. I don't really understand. I only looked at it briefly, but... So I don't really understand the gameplay totally, but it kind of reminded me a little bit of a story generator, maybe a little bit like Lemmings. I'll have to check it out. So this waypoint wouldn't lie to me, would it?
Zach, picking up from where we left off. Okay, Zach, I've been thinking about what movie I'd like to watch next. And finally, I've made a decision.
This again?
It's always hard to narrow it down just to one movie.
Okay, we gotta
But I've
listen
put a lot of thought
listen to
into this,
Jaws again.
And I'm sure you'll agree with
I'm
me.
really sorry. This is probably the 6th time we listened to this.
1975. Directed by Steven Spielberg himself. The grandfather of panic movies. Set in a small town in Massachusetts. That movie made me stay away from the beach for years. I was always afraid that a hand might come floating up. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah? It's Jaws. The underwater camera work accompanied by that John Williams music.
This
I've
is
never
not
been
at
that
all
scared
how
by a
you
movie
get to
before.
the hotel, is
The
it?
best thing about it is that it isn't just another panic movie. The mayor who won't close the beach even when there are so many victims. And Chief Brody putting the citizens' lives above all else. The film gave a lot of time to the dispute and friction between them. It certainly had a lot of messages for a 2-hour film. That's probably another reason why it was such a record-breaking hit. One of my regrets in life is that I didn't see it at the movie theater. I guess I was still just a child back then. But still, I wanted to taste that terror in real time.
That reminds me, Zach. Did you know this one?
Jaws also appears in another movie that was produced by Spielberg. The second Back to the Future. It was directed by Robert Zemeckis,
Oh, wait,
who later
we-
made Forrest Gump. That's also a
We need to
masterpiece,
listen
of
to
course,
this,
but
the
we'll
entirety
discuss
of
that
this
another time.
conversation.
So, the scene where Jaws appears is right after Marty McFly goes 30 years into the future. He passes by a movie theater and is attacked by a holographic shark. Marty is shocked, of course, but looking closer, he sees the words, Jaws Part 19.
Okay, a tactical side
director is
scroller.
credited
Super
as
challenging and
Steven
fun.
Spielberg
So you do
Jr.
control the little guys
In
as they're
reality, there were
moving
actually
across
only
the
4
si-
Jaws movies.
across
Still a
the
great
stages.
joke. 30 years from 1985 would be 2015.
It kind of looked
Be
like
pretty
maybe
soon.
you
I
chose
wonder what life
what
would be
kind of
like by
units
then, Zach.
to produce, and they traveled on their own, but I wasn't sure. Kind of like Lemmings. I played the crap out of Lemmings when I was younger. I think that was one of the first CD-ROM games we got.
Okay then, Zach. Let's go back over our progress. First, the victim, Anna's death. She was found hanging from a tree in the forest. She was cut open with a knife from her chest down to her stomach. That was the direct cause of death. The strangulation marks and skull fracture were caused after death. Her tongue was also bit off, and I found something inside her mouth. Do you remember what that was, Zach?
It was the red seed, right?
That's right. We found the same red seed in her mouth. According to Emily, it was raining when Anna was killed, but traces of tears were still evident on her face. Which means the perpetrator killed Anna under a roof in the lumber mill, and then carried her body into the woods after it stopped raining.
So this is a pop quiz on the game we just
found
played?
numerous important pieces of evidence at the site of the crime. A total of 4 things.
It's a neat way of doing a recap, though.
Knee prints in the grass, a wood chip with metal dust, a photo of a man with a tattoo on his back, and one other thing. Do you remember what that was, Zach? That's right.
Aced it.
A broken stiletto heel. Aligning this with the other evidence suggests that 2 people came into contact with Anna's body prior to it being discovered by us. Those being the perpetrator who killed Anna and Miss Stiletto Heel. There is also the possibility that
Here's my question: how
to the woods.
How do they really know that those are 2 separate people?
2 or 3 people. In any case, Miss Stiletto Heel may have vital information.
Must be his psychic powers.
We need to find her next. We didn't use forensic methods, but we're still closing in on the criminal. Have I forgotten anything? Ah, of course. The marks on her hand tell us that Anna was gripping something when she died. Do you remember that, Zach?
Yeah.
What do you think she was holding on to?
It was a round object with like a reverse peace sign on it.
That's right. A round object. The marks on her hand suggest a peace mark. The man in the photo found in the woods had
I'm just
a tattoo
acing this game.
of an upside-down peace mark on his back. These 2 could well be related. But we don't know for sure. Next, the townfolk. A few are worthy of special attention. Carol McLean, the singer and bar owner. She's Thomas's sister.
Super suspicious, Carol.
Then there's Nick Cormack, the owner of the diner. Both of them seem to be hiding something. There's Diane, the owner of the art gallery, who's out of town. Then we have problematic, old, rich, and eccentric Harry. Both will be tough to crack. Well, we just have to go one by one. I've been thinking, one of the biggest rewards here is the fantastic food.
And the coffee.
Enjoying food is cultural, and yet it's also a bit uncivilized. It's interesting how good food motivates me to work harder during investigations. Oh, and on Emily's back, it was strange to me. Hey, don't take that the wrong way, Zach. I wasn't getting all excited or anything. But it did make me feel strange. Nostalgic and sad almost. It's starting to rain. I think this case may take a while.
Oh, that's Emily.
Later.
You'll eat right now, young lady. You need to listen to your mother.
I want to hear the rest of the story.
Eat your lunch, then take a nap. Then I'll tell you the rest.
But I want to hear it now.
There's no need to rush things. You must live your life at the pace that is right for you.
Honey, are you coming?
So that's like a subplot, a flashback that we've been getting pieces of throughout the game. That grandpa talking to that little girl, and we just discovered that little girl is Emily. The Naomi Watts deputy. The deputy that looks like Naomi Watts. Wait, he has a one of those red plants that grows from those red seeds. I got a lot of money just for having dinner with my coworkers.
Are you thirsty?
You must be very thirsty.
You only take milk with your coffee?
Coffee with milk. That's all.
So our dream is telling us to go back to the diner, maybe? And order some coffee with milk?
Who are you?
My name is Becky.
What are you doing here?
My name is Becky.
Anna's friend?
My name is Becky.
After your throat is quenched, you must do what you must do.
Yeah, so we're going to the
Take a
diner.
Sip of coffee
I think.
and go.
Huh?
Damn fine cup of coffee.
A damn fine cup of coffee.
I guess we'll take a cookie. Oh, we're in episode 2, part 1 now. Looks like we're actually going to be doing stuff in the dream, maybe? A chandelier hanging from above. Can this riddle be solved, Zach? Red leaves. Chandelier. That almost looks like the sun. We got dummies for costumes. Are these figurines of suspects? I can't open the door, can I? Oh, I can.
That's me. That's me when it happened.
can't believe it. They're not going to tell us. So we're not going to find out who Zach is yet. But I'm pretty sure Zach is his dead twin brother or something.
Zach, this case looks like it's directly related to us. I do not know how yet, but I do know I need some coffee.
George said he'd have someone pick us up
A
in the
damn
parking lot.
fine cup of coffee.
Let's get some breakfast with Polly first.
So my question is, why are all these bugs flying around me? Are they flies or bees? I want to say they're bees because they're big, but they could be cicadas. And these bugs just appeared when I went to the town center to talk to everyone. So I don't really even know why. But they probably symbolize something, like maybe since this is a Twin Peaks inspired game, it probably means that I'm starting to get corrupted in some way, in some supernatural way.
Whoa there! Did you need something?
No, I was just passing by. I didn't think anybody else was here other than Polly. The door opening like that it surprised me, that's all.
I have a stinky bum. You could be right. Maybe
I'm
I just need...
Kaysen, Forrest Kaysen.
Oh,
Nice to meet you.
I think you're actually right.
See, selling tree saplings. Just the usual salesman doing the usual road trip.
We're gonna go back into the
Sometimes
hotel
I
room.
feel, I don't know, like a jolly old bumblebee spreading pollen.
FBI Special Agent Francis.
Well, maybe
York.
not.
I get it. You're the special agent Scarface that everyone's yakking about. Nice to meet you, Francis.
Special Agent Scarface? I'd need a bigger scar to live up to that name. Call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
What? You got it. York.
Is this your first visit here, then?
No, sir. Actually, I've been coming here once or twice a year for, a while now. I don't get much business here, but it sure does make a fine vacation. I mean, it's a gorgeous hotel at a bargain price. It's so relaxing in these parts, too. Oh, I just love all the nature. I feel so relaxed here.
And you got a dog.
Say hi to Willie. Oh, don't worry, he's a good boy. Do you like dogs?
Hey, Willie. How are you doing?
He's pretty smart, too. Oops, before I forget, let me give you this. It's just a sample of what I sell.
Thank you. How kind of you.
He's got another.
So, what brings the old FBI out here?
He just
Sounds
always
like more than
carrying
just
one,
a
like
vacation.
Julian and his
A murder, actually.
rum and coke,
The
right?
perpetrator is still out there. Try to stay indoors at night and during the rain. We want to prevent it from happening again, okay?
Oh, it's a darn shame. Places like this used to be the safest in America.
Could I ask you something? Do you know a lot about seeds?
Seeds? Gardening, huh? You don't look like a green thumb, but let me tell you though. I'm pretty much the only one who can make those saplings sprout. There's a trick to it that can't really be passed on, you know? It's like, the secret of making a good smoked ham, something like that. But you know, once they sprout, you don't need to do much. You can leave it be, and why, it'll turn into a big tree no matter what happens. Kind of like those stocks that politicians buy that just keep growing and growing. Well, you just wait and see. This town is gonna love them. Right. We were just about to go take a morning stroll, so I'll get
I
going.
don't trust these
Good
red
luck now
trees.
with that case.
Thanks.
I don't trust them at all.
Zach, do you remember what the coffee said?
He has his
Forrest
dog's
Casey.
face on his butt.
F.K. This show has just begun.
I forget the importance of FK. Alright, we'll go back into the room and see if you're right, Booty Guardian. How you doing, Booty Guardian, by the way? I might be able to take a shower. Because there is a bathroom in here that you can actually go into. I'm pretty good. I could use more coffee like our man York here. I'm pretty good. Can I use it? Taking a shower might help clear up our thoughts, Zach. Okay, so I am not stinky, I guess. I think those are bees. How about a bath? Can I take a bath? I could shave. Maybe shaving will help? Probably not, though. I got $26 for shaving. We can go into the toilet room. Can't do anything in the toilet room. Alright, we'll just have to be stinky. The bees, not the bees! If we want breakfast, we go over here, I think.
Breakfast looks as good as yesterday's.
It's just a
I
sandwich.
hope you enjoy it.
I will, and thank you. I just met Kaysen, actually.
Oh, good old Mr. Kaysen. Did he give you a sapling?
As a matter of fact, he did. Don't tell me he gives
I like
one
to think that this
everyone.
old lady is making him Doritos
No,
sandwiches
only to
for
the people
breakfast.
he feels comfortable with. He told me. He must feel really comfortable with me.
He must. Is there anyone he hasn't given a sapling to?
Mustard? Okay, I'll just get it from the kitchen then.
No, mustard has nothing to do with it. I was wondering if you know of anyone that Kaysen didn't give a sapling to.
Oh, too much pepper. I did think it might be. I'm sorry.
Ah, Zach, I forgot. We'll never get anything out of her, will we? Forrest Kaysen. He's hiding something. You think so too, right, Zach? But no need to rush. All secrets are hidden until they are inevitably divulged.
So who should we visit first?
Of entropy. The
Maybe we
world
should look at the map.
exposes everything and causes chaos. Just like this coffee.
Coffee. Candyman by the Cop. I haven't seen Candyman. That's one of those classic horror movies I need to see. So maybe I can find this Forrest guy. This is my room, correct? It's closed. Looks like the door wasn't locked. Let's just barge in then. Oh, was this our room? No, this is not our room. Let's snoop.
Good morning, Agent Morgan. Did you sleep well?
Morning, George. Dreamland was quite nice.
You do look well rested. Oh, I was up practically all night doing paperwork. Thomas helped me out, so I was able to go home and get some sleep, but not enough.
Diane got back into town late last night. We should give her a visit.
Which means going to the art gallery, correct?
She lives and works in the office there, so it's the only place to find her. The gallery is open from 10 to 1700.
10 to 1700.
Time for some art appreciation. A cultural activity in such a small countryside town. Amazing, Zach.
Amazing! Even people in small towns have hobbies. These bees are gonna get comical later, aren't they?
The gallery is called Muses Gallery. The Muses were the 9 daughters of the goddess of memory in Greek mythology.
Ah, it's just like Diane to name it that way.
Is she that intelligent a woman?
Maybe. You'll see for yourself soon enough.
Did you see how Emily reacted, Zach? I sense that this Diane is not popular among other women. I can't wait to meet her.
I can't wait to
The
meet
gallery
her.
is on the north side of town. Take the road along the lake and go north.
Maybe she's super strange, like the pot lady. How do I get out of here? Everyone's weird in this game. There's no normal people. But yeah, some of them are weirder than others. That's the weirdest thing is that Emily is pretty normal so far. So she should be number one suspect, right? I don't know if I'm going the right way.
An art gallery in such a small town. Am I prejudiced to think that it doesn't seem to fit?
Greenvale and every small town has every right to enjoy art.
That's right. Small towns tend to be full of highly cultured people. Although I can't...
Sorry to interrupt you, Emily, but I'm lost. Alright, so I should have kept going straight. Take a left at the fork. And then another left at the fork. Alright, cool. I might not make it there. I don't know if I have enough gas. Do you think my coworkers will yell at me if I run out of gas? get pissed off that they have to walk back to the station in the rain. Yeah, this is. I'm not. We might make it there, but we're not gonna make it back. That's for sure. This car's like a tree magnet. It's not my fault. Hey, we got 4% of our tank left.
Looks more like an old mansion than an art gallery.
Diane liked the building so much she turned it into an art gallery.
She left the exterior untouched and had the insides redone.
So she's rich.
She bought this place, didn't she? Does that answer your question?
Indeed it does. Well, George, Emily, I want to talk with Diane alone. Will you wait here for me?
Don't tell me you still don't trust us.
No, that's not it. But this is very important.
Sorry, Emily, you're just too normal.
I always make sure that I meet with the important ones, one-on-one. Otherwise, it's difficult to sense the subtle reactions of the suspect. This is just how I do things, and I'd appreciate your understanding.
But go on then. You're not gonna listen to us anyway, are you?
You're starting to understand me, George. Well then, Zach. Let's go and meet Lady Diane.
No, I have a feeling that Emily is normal, not because she's the killer. I think she's just meant to be the love interest of our main character.
Hello?
So I don't think she's suspicious.
Hello?
No reply. Let's take a look around then, Zach.
Because this seems like the type of game that will have every type of mini game in it, including a romance subplot. Because we already know that there's races in town that you can race your car in. There's also a fishing mini game that I haven't even tried yet. This game has everything. Oh, we're in a dungeon. That's why we went in alone. Maybe not.
Hello, Olivia. Do you like art?
Yes. Yes, I do. Well, I mean, I like trees.
Trees. Okay. Ah, but I see because these are all tree paintings. Do you come here often then?
Well, no. Just sometimes. I'm sorry, I really need to get back to the diner.
Interesting.
Zach, she was lying about something. She said trees, not paintings of trees. She doesn't need to come here to see trees. There's tons of trees outside.
She dropped something. What's it say? Key to the gallery. I bet this is a dungeon, isn't it? Let's read the memo. If we can. Olivia's memo. Tree at sunset. Red leaves, dancing red butterflies. Tree at sunset. I can't read what it actually says on the left. From the special exhibition dream? Well, we have a key now. I'm gonna whip out my submachine gun because I don't trust this gallery. Come on. Okay. Never mind.
Zach, something is still missing. We need more
Hey. Reload. We have a missing painting. Red butterflies frolicking through the painting itself. Okay, so this is a Resident Evil puzzle. We need 3 paintings. Probably. Autumn leaves. We were just there, right? Hey, we got a clock here. Can't do anything with it. Can't leave now. What the heck is this? A tiny little area with mannequins? Possibly a puzzle. Can't leave. Let's go up and down the stairs then, maybe. Yep. It's a horror game, so we should go to the basement first, I think. That's not even a door. These are the same devices that they use to store evidence in the police station. And they use it for storing smoked salmon here at the art gallery. Wait, whoa! Paid off. I found a thing. Why can't I pick it up? Oh, I see. We got to do this in order. Okay. Okay, so that one is red and blue now because we discovered the frolicking things. After I solve this puzzle, I'm going to take a short break, stretch my legs and stuff. But first, we need to read the note. Tree at sunset. Tree leaves butterflies. So we can use Biff's joke, or the correct version of Biff's joke to remember it. Make like a tree and leave butterflies. Okay, tree leaves butterflies. This was butterflies, correct? Oh no, we need to find more paintings. And take them down here? Maybe? In order to go down further? You've been there before? Oh yeah, the tree with the butterflies. That's where she was murdered, right? So all these people know more than they're letting on, don't they? That tree, after they took the body down, like a day or two later, it was covered in those red leaves. I can't go upstairs. So this is the combination. Trees, leaves, butterflies. We need to translate that into a number code here.
Zach.
Does this help us? A beautiful painting depicting 4 trees in their reddish splendor. It's titled Autumn Leaves. Oh, we could save. Cost $1. So now I can get into this one room, right? Yes.
This. Call this a painting? A bit primitive with poor composition. Hardly the work of a master. But strangely, though, it powerfully exudes a soft, warm feeling. On the back it says, Guardian of the Art Gallery, in fresh strokes. So someone added that recently. Guardian of the Art Gallery. Wouldn't that be Diane? And why is this painting here?
What does that say? It says keep dry. Alright, I'll keep it dry. Oh, nothing. So I got a tree painting. Maybe I put that here? No, that's the one that was in the basement. What do I do with this painting? I haven't been in there, have I? Was that the room I was just in? No. Was it? Oh, that's this room, and it won't let me in. Right? Yep. There's another rainy area here. That was the room I did go into. Why is so much of this place barred off? I don't like that sound. It's just rain though. There's nothing up here. Can we destroy some art? Nope. So trees, there's the trees. So trees, leaves, butterflies. Do we observe them in the correct order? Oh, it's how many trees there are in the paintings. Oh, I feel kind of dumb now. But also smart. Okay, so that's 6. Alright, 6. Trees. Four. Now we go into the basement. Oh, so yeah, Warlord, you were trying to help me out, telling me that I've seen the other painting. I appreciate the help, but it went over my head. The first painting. There was a whole cutscene about it, and I still forgot about it. Boop. 1. 1 tree. 6, 4, 1. Okay, I'm gonna enter this code and then take a break. No, I'm gonna take a break before entering the code. I'm gonna mark the 1 so I don't forget what it was. I'll be right back. Hey, Sergi Kun. What's up, Serge? It's back just in time. Are we ready to find out what's behind this door? I've got a black screen, don't I? There it is. Alright, we're playing the Twin Peaks simulator. I just figured out the code for this keypad is 641. Hopefully. What you up to, Serge? How you doing? I might play Katamari later, but I want to get further into this game first.
Like I said, there's no point in you having this. I can put it to far better use. I'm taking it with me, okay?
That's fine by me then, as you wish. The FBI agent, right? Just wait a moment, please. I'll be right with you.
That's just the way the game
there's
is,
no way you
Serge.
could have been
It's
at
just
the
the way
scene
the
of the
game
crime.
is.
That's right. I was drinking at the bar with Nick until early morning. I'm sure if you ask him about it, he'll say the same.
Very well. I'll be sure to do that. One other thing. That argument with Carol just now.
She's always like that. She thinks of me as an enemy, always bickering at what I say.
Is there any reason for that?
Perhaps because someone she liked ended up with me in my bed?
That would explain it, yes. If I may be so bold, who was the lucky man?
Oh, I sleep with anyone I
So
wish.
those bees
Anyone I prefer to sleep with.
are new,
I guess she had her eye on one of them.
and there's
but
no
I don't know who it
explanation
was exactly.
yet.
I could sleep with you, if you like.
Whoa.
I'm flattered by your offer, but I don't think that would be appropriate. You're exactly the kind of woman a man in my job should never get involved
I know there's a bunch
Isn't
of
that a
bees
shame?
flying around you, but you want to get it on?
I'll be frank. Right now, you are not a suspect. But both Zach and I are certainly feeling shaky about you.
If you want to remain in the clear, just watch yourself from now on.
Oh, you don't know, do you? Artists and art lovers, we love a good thrill.
Thank you for your help. I have nothing further to ask you at the moment. Goodbye.
I love that they chose the dog to summarize that section. Good boy. So if you aren't familiar with Twin Peaks, a small mountain town, teenage girl gets murdered in a bizarre way, and an FBI agent is sent to investigate. That's the plot summary for both Twin Peaks and this game. And they both involve supernatural elements. And I am the FBI agent.
I had a chat with Diane. She said she was at the bar drinking with Nick at the time of the murder. We need to confirm her story. Let's talk to Nick at the diner.
Very well, Agent Morgan. I have to head back to the department and clear up some paperwork. Go with Emily to the A&G diner.
Okay then.
Got it.
I'll show you the way. The diner's open from 9 to 2100.
Everyone knows the hours of every business in town.
I have a feeling she will lead us right to the criminal. That's Kaysen.
What's he doing up there?
Looks like the show has just begun, and it has an all-star cast.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I might have bad news. I think the game just crashed. Seen a bit of it. He gets obsessed with trees and records it on his cassette recorder. Sir, you're investigating a murder, not trees. Yeah. Did that happen in Twin Peaks? Or this game? I can't tell because that would fit both of these. Alright, unfortunately I gotta force quit. Here, let's get some music going. If it'll let me. It won't let me. Yeah, and then people start talking backwards too. It gets real bizarre in Twin Peaks. I'm having trouble forcing this to quit. I can't even open the task manager. Oof. Am I gonna have to end stream? I don't want to end stream. But it looks like I'm gonna have to. Can I do this another way? Alright, I'll be back. I'll figure this out. BRB.